Okay, YouTube, here it is, the Hyundai. And you can see, obviously, we got it all tore apart. I did not get it this way. I actually did this myself, obviously. But anyways, you see the cylinders actually look really good on it. It's only got like 130,000 miles on it. You can just barely feel any ring ridge whatsoever there. So what I got to do here, though, is you can see the obvious problem. All four intake valves are bent. So what we got to do here is I'm going to I got to pull the rocker cover off, and then I got to clean off the head and all that nonsense, and then we'll install new valve. But we got to lap them in. So anyways, since Kayla's out here, Kayla, smile for the camera. Smile.
I
am. Very well, we'll accept that. But anyways, since Kayla's out here, we're going to kind of have a bit of a night to ourselves. So about the only thing I'm going to video here is I'm going to show you guys how to lap valves in, or at least how I do it. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it together, and we'll get some video once I got it all squared away. But anyways, so I'm going to start getting the rocker arms off, and oh yeah, get the rocker arms off and lap in the valves. Okay, wandering around the shop aimlessly, as I just told Kayla. And had to find my valve grinding compound, and I'm going to show you guys how to lap valves, or at the very least how I lap valves. When you get a new set of valves and you don't put new seats in, don't have anything machined, it's always a good idea to lap your valves in. What that does is it makes sure that your valves and seats are on a mating surface. You use water-based valve grinding compound, and basically what it is it's a bunch of sand mixed with a little bit of water. And this stuff, it's been long enough since I've used it that it's gotten hard. But if I can get it to free up here, all will be well. There it is. So you can see that stuff squirting out of there. What we want to do is we'll take our brand new valve here, and you're going to want to take a rag and you just clean out the seat that you're about to grind out. And like I said, I mean, basically what you're trying to do is you just want to lap that up. Now, since you're sticking this valve into a guide, you're going to want to just wipe a little bit of oil on the stem. Don't get any of the valve grinding compound on the stem of the valve. So then we'll wipe the oil off of the hands. Take just a little bit of valve grinding compound here, and we're going to wipe it on the seat of the valve, just like so. Now I've got two different valve grinding tools. I'm going to show you one of them, and it's not my favorite, but it's got the right suction cup on it for these valves. So it might just be what I got to do, what I got to use. And I'm going to have to block up this head a little bit. Okay, so this is valve grinding tool number one. See the suction cup on the end? And you see how it goes back and forth as I turn this. So what we're going to do, I'm going to push this valve down in here all the way, turn it a little bit by hand. We're going to take this, get a big old goober of slobber on the end of there, and we're going to suck it down to the valve. And see, I'll show you why I don't like this one. It moves around way too much. The suction cup never wants to stick because it's hard to put proper pressure on it. Yeah, and as you can see, I can't get the valve to turn. So, what we're going to do at that point is we're going to take this suction cup here, and we're going to put it on the tool that I actually prefer to use, which is this one. You want to pick up on this valve just a little bit. Apparently I got it a little bit tight. You can grab the stem of the valve from the back side of the head and just kind of get it moving. There. And once you get it moving, what you want to do with this particular tool, just go like so. And you just rub that valve back and forth, and if you can picture that sandpaper in there, you don't put hardly any pressure on it, just very, very light pressure. If you can picture that sandpapery water-based stuff that I showed you in there, what it's doing is it's sanding down that seat so that that brand new valve and the old seat will actually match the way they're supposed to. And you'll hear it after a while. It'll sound like the sand's starting to go away. And at that point, you either add some new sand or you take a look at your seat and you just want to see that there's a distinct marking where the valve has been meeting, and you want to see a distinct line on that seat, and you just like I say, you're just looking for a good contact pattern so that you make sure that your seats and your valves are meeting just the way they're supposed to. The other thing this is useful on is on heads where say you got a set of valves that are burnt. You can actually lap in a set of burnt valves, and sometimes if the valves aren't burnt too bad, you can actually repair a burnt valve if they're not burnt too bad. The other thing that is useful for is on an engine that's been out in the rain and getting wet, and you'll start to see some pitting down along the seat and in the valve, and you can use a little bit of lapping compound or valve grinding compound, whatever you want to call it, and you can actually work that valve in. So that's basically all there is to it. Now you got to do each one of these valves and so on, like you would imagine, but I get a little string down in there for whatever reason. But anyway, so you want to do each one of these, and then after you get done with each one of these, you want to make sure you clean them out good. You want to make sure you clean them very, very good. You don't want any of that sand getting in your valve guides or anywhere in your motor, because that'll do some real bad stuff to your motor. And that's basically all there is to lapping valves. Do it once or twice, you'll get a feel for it, and yeah, just go from there. So, until another video, hopefully we'll have this Hyundai running tonight.